Tammy here, and we are here with Sarah Frampton from Team Alaska Arctic Winter Games, and she's going to share more about her organization and why you might want to be her client. Sarah, tell us about Team Alaska and its connection to Arctic Winter Games.
Awesome. Yes, so Team Alaska, if you think about, for example, the Olympics, where you have Team USA, you have the Olympic Committee, Arctic Winter Games is similar to the Olympics, like wherever it's being held, and Team Alaska goes to the Olympics to represent our state. So we put together a team of athletes to travel to the Arctic Winter Games to participate in the games. And it's all youth driven, so we take athletes anywhere from about 13 years old up through usually about 19 years old.
And where and when are the Arctic Games coming up?
So next Arctic Winter Games, very exciting, is going to be in Whitehorse in 2026. We're getting pretty pumped about that.
All right. Tell us about what makes Arctic Winter Games, really Team Alaska, since we're focusing on Team Alaska, what makes it unique? Why would an athlete choose to participate and represent Team Alaska?
Oh man, there's so many things that make Team Alaska and Arctic Winter Games unique as an experience. So there's lots of sports activities available for kids all over the state. However, Team Alaska is unique in the way that we take such a broad, not just statewide, but sport-wide. So you get kids from all over the state participating in 21 different activities, and then including we have different cultural activities that come. So when you're an Arctic Winter Games Team Alaska participant, you get this broad experience of not just participating in your sport, but learning about different cultures, different communities, and making friends all over the circumpolar north.
That sounds really cool. So if an athlete does not choose Team Alaska, what are the main competitors? What else might they choose and spend their time with?
Yeah, so we do have a few competitors. So a lot of times kids may choose to do Junior Olympics depending on their sport. They may be doing other either nationwide or statewide races or events. There's also some pretty great opportunities within other sports organizations within the state. And then we've got our high school sports. So a lot of these sports sometimes are in, when the Arctic Winter Games are happening, there's competition within the high school sport events that are happening at the same time.
Excellent. So what's the commitment time-wise for an athlete?
So for an athlete, it's not a huge commitment. Most of our athletes are already participating within their sport or their discipline through other activities. And so the commitment for just Team Alaska is really about a week and a half. So our coaches put together the teams, and really a lot of these teams are meeting each other for the first time on the airplane to go to the games. So that's another really cool thing is a lot of these, for example, like the volleyball team or the hockey team or table tennis, like they didn't know each other before, and they're just meeting each other for that first time, hopping on the plane, participating for a week, and then coming home.
Yeah, that sounds like a great experience. Well, let's move the conversation to social. Tell us which social platforms is Team Alaska currently using?
Oh, great question. So currently we are on Facebook, Instagram. We have tried to start a TikTok. We don't have much on there yet, but we'd like to get more engagement there. And that's really it as far as social platforms. We might have a Twitter, but it hasn't been updated in ages.
All right.
Or not Twitter, X.
Yeah, exactly the problem. Exactly the problem. Okay. Any platforms you want the students to try to avoid or Team Alaska wants to avoid?
No, not necessarily. I think more than anything, we want to get engagement from the students and how we can best engage with youth athletes.
Okay. How much time does somebody have to spend on social media each month for Team Alaska?
So during, I would say the bulk of the year, probably about an hour a week.
Okay.
As we move closer to the games, they do bring a volunteer on that will take a lot of that load on, and so probably 3 months up until the games are over, probably more like 5 to 10 hours a week we could dedicate.
Okay, perfect. Besides social media, these are younger people, so I don't know if there's an answer to this, but do you connect with your audience through traditional marketing like radio, TV, print, or do you have an email list?
So the only thing we do out of those options is an email list, and that's more to try and communicate with parents more than anything.
All right. Can you share a social media win that you're proud of?
Oh, geez. I would say during the 2024 Arctic Winter Games, when they were in the Mat-Su Burrow, we brought on this phenomenal volunteer who did such a great job at reaching out to athletes and sharing their experiences during the games. So she did a great job of traveling down to, around to different venues, writing up little blurbs about who so and so and their what they've done during the games, and it was phenomenal. However, she was a volunteer, and when she left, all of that great things, we were not able to keep up on that momentum.
All right. So then, conversely, what is the biggest challenge you have with social media?
I would say time, and just not really knowing how to get the best bang for our buck with our limited time that we have during the whole year.
All right. Remind me when the games are. What month?
March
of 2026.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
What are your goals for social media presence? You get a fresh start. We're going into the recruitment. What are your goals for social media and your presence as Team Alaska?
My goal would be to reach as many middle school to high school age kids as possible between now and the end of the year, because that's really when those kids are going to be applying for the games and trying to reach. And another quick thing is we try and do a lot of rural outreach, and I can't go be there in person. So if I can reach them via whatever social media channels those kids are into, that would be ideal.
Okay, that's one target market. What would you say about parents and coaches?
So also parents and coaches, we generally have done a lot of email. Facebook is kind of how that subset of group of people have communicated with us.
Yeah.
Not as many athletes, though, seem to be on Facebook these days.
Who do you think's ultimately making the decision? The athletes or the parents and coaches?
That's a good question. As far as who's going, I would say it's probably coaches, but they also need a pool to draw from, right? So getting as many options in the pool as possible.
Excellent. So your last moment here, what do you want to tell your students about? What do you want to get from them this semester, and why you chose us and we chose you?
Oh, well, I'm just so excited to have this opportunity to talk a little bit more about Team Alaska, because I get so passionate about how it changes the lives of kids around the state. And I want to be able to communicate that message better to the kids, because there's so many kids I talk to and they've never heard about Team Alaska or Arctic Winter Games, and it's I want them to at least have the option, know it exists.
Thank you, Sarah.